Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. I am here at the office on this Thursday morning, and so I'm popping on a little bit late because whenever I get here I get distracted doing things and then I forget what time it is, even when my watch tells me it's time to do the things. So anyway, I am here because we're getting ready for our first contemplative worship service of the season. And so we are making sure we have all of the batteries ready for the battery lit candles and everything is working and ready to go. And we have all of our ways that we make our fellowship hall, which is this big, wide open space, and we make that a more worshipful and contemplative space. And so we add elements of different lighting in there, and we have our banners that we bring in and different things just to set a space of intention and a space where we can worship God in a different way than we typically do in our sanctuary. And for me, that really goes along with our new sermon series that we're starting for the 10:30 service. We are moving into our stewardship series, which I know is everyone's favorite time of year, because that is the time of year where we talk about pledging and we talk about giving financially, not because we're focused on the money, but because we're focused on the mission. And we know that in this world, in order to do the mission, in order to live out the love and the grace of Jesus, we just need money to make it happen. That's just a real thing. And so we talk about pledging, and this year we're focusing on grace in action. As United Methodists, we are really big on grace. John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist movement, was huge with grace and the grace of God that overcomes everything, and how we are called as Christians, as followers of Jesus, to be God's grace in action in the world. And so that's what our new series is about. And the first Sunday is about about creation and the story of creation, and how God made a home for us in those first days, in that first time of creation, and that we could live in, that we could dwell in, and make this space for us to be loved and to be known by God and to know God. And so then the challenge is that we are then called to create homes here in the world, these little creations. And that's what our church is this home within our greater home, a space where we can come and we can be loved and we can be cared for, and where we can create this space. And we do that in this church building, and we do that throughout the world with our online worship. And we're really trying to engage people online, not just with worship, but with doing different things, whether that is participating in Bible studies or participating in mission opportunities and kind of expanding what we're doing here in Brecksville into the world, all these different things, and trying to engage and expand our home into the world. And it's really amazing the way we've been able to do that. And so to bring it back to this 8:30 contemplative service, what we do is we make this space, this contemplative space, to really settle in, because we spend quite a bit of the service in darkness or pseudo darkness, I guess, and with dim lighting and with candles. And we close our eyes and we listen, and we really try to attune ourselves to where God is speaking. And that is very vulnerable. It's vulnerable to open ourselves to where God is speaking, and and to listen for that and to be responsive to that, it's vulnerable to not be able to see and to close our eyes. And so we make, one of the things that we do is we try to make that a comfortable space, so down in Fellowship Hall, so that people feel okay, they feel welcome to close their eyes, to be vulnerable. And for me, that's a lot of what home is. And as I've been preparing for this series and for this Sunday in particular, thinking about what home is for me at my house, like with my family, and also what is home here at the church. Hey, Craig. And thinking about that and how that's really what our mission is. Our mission of creating safe spaces to grow with God and with one another is all about creating this sanctuary, creating this space where we can feel comfortable to come as our perfectly imperfect selves, to come authentically and to be loved for exactly who we are, and to be cared for when we need cared for, to be pushed and lovingly kicked and challenged when we need to be kicked and challenged, but always with this place of comfort and care and love. And so it's such a fitting series when we focus on pledging, when we focus on stewardship and using how we use God's money here at Brecksville UMC, that we are being God's grace in action. And we are already doing that. We have been doing that here in this spot on the Brecksville Square for 200 years this year. We're getting a certificate or a recognition from the conference, from East Ohio Conference, that to recognize that we have been worshiping in this space for 200 years. Before that, we were worshiping in homes. This faith community was worshiping in homes, but we've been in this space for 200 years and just dreaming about what that looks like to expand this home that we've had here and think about what does that look like 200 years in the future, and how awesome that is to imagine and to see and to imagine how God is working. So I know this was rambling, and if you are still listening and watching, then gold star for you today. But I hope everybody, you are well. I hope that you join us for worship, and I hope that you think about what is it that makes your home not just a house, but a home. And how is that showing God's grace, and how can we bring that element here to our home at BUMC? So have a great weekend, and I will see you all soon. Bye.